Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome to AMI A2 accounting class. I'm your course instructor Abu Ahmed Chaudhary. In the previous video we have learned the basics of this chapter and we have also learned the basic structure of an income statement, as well as we have covered the headline cost of sales and the thing which sits under it. So that let us not delay anymore and let us begin. So the first topic we are going to know about today is other income. Other income. See here, there are some topics which have set under the headline other income. The first one is rent receipt. Rent receipt is the money received. First learn that what does other income means. Other income is the money received by the business by not selling its product or services, meaning that it is the extra money which the business gains by not selling its product or services. Other income is not profit, but it's other things by which a business gains money. The first one is rent receipt. Rent receipt means that when the business gave out its unused space for rent, meaning that when the business sell or when the business rents its space to other businesses, right? This how rent receipt is my income. Dividend receipt. Dividend receipt is the money received by business for the shares bought in another company. The third one is in canteen sales. I think that I have to explain what does canteen sales means. Gain on disposal. Gain on disposal occurs when the business sold a non-current asset to higher price than its net book value, meaning that the net book value must be lower than what the business has sold the asset for. For example, an asset with a cost price an asset means that gain or loss only occurs for non-current assets, right? We know that gain and loss occurs only for non-current assets. So an asset with a cost price of suppose 500,000 pounds, 500,000 pounds, okay, means 5 lakh pounds. An asset which is a cost price of 500,000. Let's see the depreciation. Suppose the accumulated depreciation, AD. I'm writing in short form, but you guys don't have to write in short form. You guys have to write in full form, as short form is not accepted by Edexcel IAL A2. The examiner will just cross the whole thing. If you're lucky, you will get 1 or 2 marks, but if you're unlucky, the examiner will just cut the whole thing. Suppose the accumulated depreciation is 5,000 pounds. Okay, the accumulated depreciation is 5,000 pounds. So the net book value NBV will be my cost price minus accumulated depreciation. So cost price is 500,000 minus accumulated depreciation, which is 5,000, which gives us ultimately 450,000. So our net book value is 450,000. Our net book value will be 450,000. Now if the business sells the value asset for more than 450,000, sorry, not 450,000, it's 495,000, my mistake, 495,000. As the depreciation is 5,000, so it's gonna be 495,000, not 450,000. It's gonna be 495,000. Now if the business sells the asset more than 495,000, it's gonna be a gain on disposal. If it sells less than 495,000, it's gonna be a loss on disposal. See, so if the business sells the asset for example 510,000, 510,000. See, 510,000 my net. So my the gain on disposal will be, of course, 510,000 is greater than 495,000, right? So 510,000 minus 495,000, 510,000 minus 495,000, which gives us a value of 15,000. It gives us a value of 15,000 pounds. 15,000 pounds. This value, 15,000 pounds, is the gain on disposal, GP. This is, sorry, GD, gain on disposal. This value is my G, G dot D, means gain on disposal. See, this is how we find out the gain on disposal, and workings must be shown. Workings should be shown as workings are necessary. In the mark scheme, you are going to see that the workings are shown at the below, but it's better to show the working here. See, you need to show the working in this place. After rent received, you have to show the workings. If the working is necessary, you have to show the workings here. This is then we are going to add the whole things. Now come to the point that bank current account interest. What does bank current account interest means? It is the money received by the business as an interest amount on the principal amount of bank balance, meaning that every business has its bank balance, right? BB, B dot B means bank balance. So whenever the bank uses that money, and in turn they give you a certain amount of money, certain amount percentage as interest. Means suppose you kept 500,000 in your bank, and bank gives you 2% interest. 500,000, 2% interest, meaning that bank will give you 10,000 taka per month as interest. Sorry, yes, 10,000 pound. It can be taka, it can be pound. It can be 10. It will be 10,000 pounds per month as an interest amount for the money you have kept in your business. Okay. The bank, when you keep money in the bank uses that money and lends it out to other people, and then they collect interest, and as a reward they give you a certain amount of interest on that money you have kept. Then we are going to add all things, and we are going to get total other income. Now see, after cost of sales, find out the gross profit. After cost of sales, find out the gross profit. Finding out the gross profit is not necessary. It doesn't give any marks, but it's better to show. Then show the other income as working too. In actual businesses income statement, it has been shown as working 1, working 2, or working 3, because the income statements are very large. Now an investor does not have that much of time to see each and every working. So that's why they see the total amount, and if they have confusion in any specific headline or any specific topic, they just go to the back pages and see the workings for that thing. Understood? Now let us come to the point distribution cost. What does distribution cost means? So the distribution cost is basically the heading for costs related to sale of a product or services. In other words, it can be said as the cost which are needed to be borne or endured for selling products or services. These are the costs that a business have to borne for selling its businesses. The first one is advertising and promotion. Advertising and promotion. Here, advertising is paid form of communication that uses TV, radio, print, and online platforms to reach large audience with specific message about a product or service, meaning that it is a cost for a new business or for an existing business. If they launch a new product, they have to advertise it to make their people know that they have a new product in their stock. Otherwise, if the people don't know, if their customers don't know about the product, they won't buy, and ultimately the business is going to face a loss. Now let us come to the point discount allowed. Discount allowed usually means that a reduction in original price of a product or service is permitted or offered. meaning that it is the price, the original price has been reduced. Price the original price has been reduced. It can be reduced for a person. Original price has been reduced. The original price has been reduced. It can be reduced for any specific customer, or it can be reduced if the customer buys in bulk. Bulk means that in large quantity. Now let us come to the point that motor lorries expenses. Motor lorries means that for every company owns motor lorries. They own motor vehicles. Many very big companies owns motor vehicles for distributing their products to their other consumers. For example, a person who owns or who distributes rice, right? Who distribute rice to shops or shopping centers like Shopno, Unimart. They buy groceries and rice, etc. from merchants, right? So they own motor lorries. They have their own motor vehicles to carry those things, and these have certain expenses. These expenses can be like the motor lorries may need new tires or new brakes, new headlight, etc., etc. And motor lorries depreciation. As we know that motor lorries are non-current assets. They depreciate, meaning they lose their original value after a certain period of time. Now, shop premises rent. Shop premises rent means that shop is a place where you sell your products, right? Where it's a place that your customers know that you exist, and if you don't own the place, you have to pay a rent. I don't think I have to explain the word shop premises depreciation. Now comes the point, lorry driver wages. Lorry driver wages meaning that the driver which drives the lorry or motor vehicles, they have to be paid, right? They have to pay for their hard work. This is like salaries. Warehouse rent. Warehouse is basically a place where the finished products are kept for the purpose of either distributing to sellers or to sell through a shop, meaning that it is a place where you keep your finished goods. For example, you produce trimmers or you produce electrical appliances, so you keep your electrical appliances there and you take a certain amount to sell to your shop. After you sell that certain amount, you again come to your warehouse and take some more to sell to your shop. Usually if you produce 2000 if you produce around 2000 to 3000 products per month, it is impossible to keep this in your shop. So you need a separate space for keeping those products. Suppose if you produce 2000 trimmers and your shop has a capacity of keeping 100 trimmers, so what about the 1900 trimmers which you have produced? Are you going to throw them out? No, of course not. You have to store them. So for storing those, you need a warehouse. Now let us come to the point that salesman commission. Warehouse staff wages mean, I have missed one point, which is warehouse staff wages. Warehouse staff wages means that these are the staff who maintains the product you have kept, who keeps an eye on the products you have kept in your warehouse. They look either the products are in perfect conditions or not, if the products are damaged or not. Now come to the point, salesman commission. Salesman commission or commission on sales are given to salesmen. Commission on sales are given to salesmen from the revenue of products or services. It is usually given them to motivate them to work efficiently and to sell more products. It is a monetary method of motivating your salesmen or your staff. When if you say that if your worker sells products sells products worth of 50,000, you will give a commission of, suppose, 1% or 2%. 50,000, 2%, which is 1,000. 50,000, you will give a commission of 2,000 to each worker, means 2%. 2% of the revenue earned will be given or will be distributed. If you say that your worker sells products worth of 50,000, 2% of the revenue earned will be distributed. Now the percentage, this 2% of the revenue that will be distributed is known as commission, and this is a monetary method of motivating your salesmen or your workers to work efficiently and sell more products, right? Now let us come to the marketing director salary. The marketing director is basically like a manager. Marketing director is basically like a manager who manages or makes decision about all the marketing and advertisement, etc. Like when the products sales are down, he or she who is in charge of marketing, who is a marketing director, will come up with a strategy by talking with the workers or by talking with his team, that how can the sale of the product can be increased. Fuel for warehouse, shop, or motor lorries. See, motor lorries are motor vehicles. Most of the motor vehicles, as they are not from Tesla, they run on any kind of natural fuel, right? Any kind of fuel. So this fuel can be either diesel or petrol or any kind of other thing. So there is a certain amount of fuel cost for these motor lorries, which the company have to bear. Now let's come to the warehouse and shop. Warehouse and shop, they often have generators, right? For example, some products require certain amount of temperature, certain amount of cold, or certain amount of heat. For that you need either AC or you need heater. So for both you need electricity, and for backup electricity you need a generator, and generator requires fuel. That's how things work. In shop, electricity is required, right, for air conditioner, etc. And when the electricity is gone, when there is no current in your area, or when there is no electricity in your area, still you need to provide a certain amount of cold to some products, right, or certain amount of heat for some products. So you need generator for running your air conditioner or your heater. Warehouse expenses like the warehouse may need some renovation. The warehouse may need some renovations. The roof of the warehouse may be wear down, so it needs some renovation. Now we are going to add the total distribution cost. We're gonna add all the cost, and we are gonna get total distribution cost, which we will place on the income statement after other income. If there is no other income, there will be no working tree. Distribution cost will become working 2 here. Understood? Let me show. If other income is not present, then distribution cost will be my working 2. Then distribution cost will become my working 2, and so on. So let's end our class today here. We will finish that income statement in the next class. So thank you for being with Ami.